I used to believe that scholarships were only for geniuses and athletes until I won one. Turns out I have broken the code. So today I'm sharing the 7 baby steps that made it happen for me, and they can work for you too. And I'm also sharing some actionable steps. Stay tuned. So, the step 1 is to unlock early access. Time is not your friend when it comes to scholarships. Keep this in mind. Think of scholarships like concerts from your favorite artists. And the best seats to this concert, they're already gone before people even realize the tickets are on sale. And the same thing happens to scholarships as well. So here are 3 things I want you to do right away, or at least today. First things first, spend at least 30 minutes today and find at least one scholarship that fits your profile. Just one. Scholarship deadlines opens at least 6 months to 1 year before the school actually starts. And next is that if you use Google to search any kind of scholarships you want, good thing is you will come across a lot of credible websites that will list a lot of scholarships. What you do is subscribe for email alerts. For example, there's few websites, okay? Whenever any kind of scholarship comes out, you're just gonna get it in your email. That's a really convenient way to get ahead of the whole competition. And 3 is to follow past scholarship winners or alumni on LinkedIn. You see, they often share tips you never might expect. For example, I have won Erasmus Mundus scholarship. I might share things on LinkedIn that you might not find elsewhere. So these are the 3 things I want you to do right now. And before we go into step 2, if you are a student looking for scholarships or universities abroad, you need help crafting a standout CV, or you want expert feedback on your motivation letter, I offer personalized consulting services to get you ahead. All for a small fee, you can get expert help. All you have to do is visit my website in the description. There, click on book now and you fill the Google Forms. I will take care of the rest because I have done this before. Now it's my turn to help you out. Now, let's get back to step 2, which is build a winning profile. Your CV is not just a piece of paper. It's your scholarship's selling point. You know what selling point is, right? I'll give you a very simple analogy here. Think of CV as a movie trailer. It needs to be engaging. It should highlight your strengths in such a way that it makes your reviewer want to know more about you. And the truth is that most students think CV is just about highlighting your grades. Wrong. Scholarship committees always look for well-rounded students. For example, I had a friend who had the perfect grades, but she did not have the most well-rounded profile. Me, on the other hand, my grades were a little bit above average, but not the best, but I had a really good well-rounded profile. And in the end, here I am. The CV is not just about highlighting your academic achievements. It's about highlighting your leadership roles, volunteering, and extracurriculars. Also, about research, projects, and internships. And now here is a pro tip. Your CV should show impact, not just activities. For example, if you just write volunteered at a local school, that's not good enough. So you should use the STAR method to highlight such relevant skills and experience. I'll give you an example. So write organized weekly tutoring sessions, helping 30 plus students improve math scores by 20%. So it addresses everything: situation, task, action, and result. So you be the judge. This sounds way more convincing and professional, right? When I first made my CV, it was rough. And it wasn't until 15 times, I had to refine it 15 times to arrive to a decent CV. So I want you to do these 3 things this week. Draft your first CV. It won't be perfect. That's okay. Second is to go on YouTube and search for free material to structure and format your CV. Just by clicking on YouTube and just by searching how to make CV, you will get a lot of free material and knowledge. And third is to get feedback from your teacher, mentor, or friend, or just use AI. So whenever you're done making your first CV, it's probably going to be really bad. You might think it's good. Send it to someone who has already done this before. Get feedback from them. Do it again. Upload it to AI or copy paste the text. But keep in mind that AI will always try to add things that's not really relevant just to make it look nice. So when you're using AI, always proofread. Now on to step number 3, secure power endorsements. So what do I mean by endorsements? It's about recommendation letters. You see, a weak recommendation letter is worse then no recommendation letter at all. A recommendation letter is like a review on Amazon. If it's vague or generic, people ignore it. But a detailed, specific review, that builds trust, right? The same applies to scholarship. A letter from someone who barely knows you, even if they are the CEO of a company you worked with or a renowned professor, if they cannot vouch for your work ethics and impacts you made, it probably won't help anything at all. See, I'll give you an example. I once asked a professor for a recommendation letter, and he wrote, "Me, Sinaivangangbam, is a very good student, attentive in studies, and he truly deserves this scholarship." That's hands down one of the worst recommendation letters I've ever had. So, compare this to another letter that highlighted my leadership, projects, and growth over time. Huge difference, right? So, list 3 people who can give you a very strong recommendation letter. Most programs and universities always ask for at least 2 to 3 recommendation letters. Keep them ready. And remember, whoever you are trying to use as your referee, give them at least 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. Give them time to prepare, and when they get it back to you, proofread it, and if you want to add anything, you can request them. Recommendation letter is mostly of 2 types. First is most programs might ask you to directly upload the PDF of your recommendation letter, or another alternative is that the program or the university might directly ask for contact details of your referee, and they will contact them directly. So be mindful of what kind of recommendation letter the specific program or university you're trying to apply for. Now let's go to step 4, which is master the scholarship pitch. This is where you prove that you deserve this scholarship. I'm pretty sure you have seen Shark Tank, right? Those businesses come, pitch their ideas or products, right? Same thing, your motivation letter or your personal statement is your business pitch on Shark Tank. So imagine walking in front of the investors and saying, "I'm a hard worker. Please give me the money," or "I need financial assistance." You'd get rejected immediately. And here is a common mistake a lot of people make. A lot of them write, "I want this scholarship because I work hard," or I'm having financial struggle, right? And instead of it, you can write, "When my village struggled with waste management, I started a recycling project that turned waste into supplies for kids. This scholarship will help me expand this initiative to more communities." This is just one of many examples. It's just about relaying the situation that feels more personal and more memorable, and leading with real life examples. You need to show them these 3 things. First is, why did you choose this program or university? This addresses things beyond your grades. Second is to highlight your short-term and long-term goals to truly define who you are. And third is how this scholarship will change your future, the impact you'll make, or at least what you will contribute. And all in all, it should portray the idea that, why do you deserve this? If you answer this, you will probably secure the scholarship. So again, I want you to draft your first motivation letter or your personal statement right away, today. And again, it's going to be really rough and really bad. It's going to take at least 10-15 tries to get a decent one. So the goal is to start early. Now step 5 is to decode the eligibility criteria. You see, one missing requirement equals automatic rejection. So think of scholarships and university applications like catching a flight. If you don't have the necessary documents, your passport or your visa, they're not going to allow you to catch that flight, right? So check the eligibility criteria because 1, a lot of the scholarship programs and universities require specific GPA fulfillment. And second is they require language eligibility certificates like IELTS, TOEFLs, especially if you come from a non-native English-speaking country. And third is certain coursework. You need to have certain degrees to be eligible and certain co-curricular activities or work experience. And fourth is applicants from specific countries. And this last point is very close to me. I remember spending 2 weeks preparing for the Australia Award Scholarship, only to find out that India is no longer eligible for the scholarship. See, I wasted my time. Do not make the same mistake. So when you start the research, first check the eligibility criteria. Make a checklist of all the documents. There might even be already a PDF available on the website, or just write it down on a pen and paper and tick it off. Now that leads to step 6, which is staying ahead of deadlines. Even the best applicants and the application does not matter if you're too late to submit. You see, deadlines are like exam dates. If you miss them, you're done. There's no going back. So set 3 reminders at least 2 weeks before the actual deadlines. That way you have enough time to review your documents. So what happens is that when you are preparing for all of these documents, if you actually chase the same deadlines, you will not have time to review. Then you miss out on the finer details, like your essay will not be as polished, your CV won't be specific and tailored to whichever you're applying. So have at least 1 to 2 weeks set before the actual deadline so that you can compare and review. And it's simple. You can use Google Calendar or any kind of calendar or personal planner or any apps like Notion. Now on to our last step, multiply your chances. The best way to win a scholarship is to apply for more. There, I said it. That's it. The best way to win a scholarship is to apply for more. See, even the best candidates do not always win scholarships. So the more you apply, the higher your chances of securing at least one of them. Because, for example, personally, I applied for, I think, 5 to 7 scholarship programs and universities. In the end, I got 2, which means if I applied for at least 10, 15, I would have got at least 5, right? And at the end of the day, you rinse and repeat the same thing. Apply, 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 and wait for good things to happen. So, winning a full scholarship is not just about luck, it's about strategy. Now I have shared all of my 7 steps. All you have to do is take action. Start today, start small, and don't stop until you succeed. But you know what's the next step after applying? You move on to the next round, and probably an interview is coming. If you want to finally secure the fully funded scholarship, here is a video about the 5 must-know interview tips to get hired as a student. Check it out.